everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to professionals that can help them to do so. Today, we have a very special guest. Amanda, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Rod. Thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Please introduce yourself and the name of your business.
My name is Amanda Hammons, and my business is FiBi LLC, or FiBi. It's for innovation by individuals.
Awesome. We so look forward to learning more about your business. But before we go there, we want to learn a little bit more about your journey of how you got there. See, we understand that time is one of our most valuable resources. So please tell us a little bit about your story.
So my story, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised here, and came up through the ranks, went to UGA, go Dogs,
Yes.
and got a sports management degree from Georgia, also a marketing degree from Georgia. So I got into sports, worked in sports for a long time in pro soccer.
Okay.
And ended up close by down the road at Lake Point Sports as well.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after leaving Lake Point, I was working for the Falcons radio network.
Okay.
And then the journey brought me to start my company.
Okay. Now, it seems like you had a lot of influence when it comes around sports. Did you play sports when you were growing up?
I played a lot of sports camps, nothing to any championship level or anything to that degree, just kept busy with sports, right? Kept active, stayed involved, made sports the crux of a social activity, is what you did after school, right?
That's right. Okay. Yeah, just trying to because a lot of the times when I am talking with different people and they tell me what they ended up going for school for, I always try to figure out what type of influence was there to make you go after that, because you stuck with it. I mean, you got the sports degree and then you went into Lake Point up the road. What were you doing when you were up there at Lake Point?
Well, to answer your other question, so I went to Georgia for a interior design major, and in my first semester, I couldn't draw a circle.
Oh my goodness!
And I knew I had a creative flow, but channeling it through interior design through their art program was not working out.
I got you.
So I was put on a business track to just say, okay, let's figure this out from a different perspective and then apply the creative later.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that shifted.
That is a little
sports.
bit of
it was a big shift.
Yes.
But marketing is a very creative venue, and sports is allowed to be kind of outside the box. So I really thrived in both of those.
Okay.
It was president of the UGA Sports Business Club. So sports allowed a lot of leadership, especially from both the male and female perspectives, and so I thrived in those open box areas. And so Lake Point, I was working for the Atlanta Beat when I was at KSU, or Kennesaw State Stadium, and then just through the networking of everything, ended up at Lake Point for several years. And it was wonderful. It was growing something from quite almost literally the ground up, and in a lot of cases breaking ground on things left and right daily.
Yes. I remember when it was just barren land out there, just mountains going up towards that Cartersville area.
Yeah,
now it's a magnificent facility now. Now, you got into college, you went into what we would consider a corporate structure, but what started the process of thinking about entrepreneurship? A lot of people just stay in the corporate box. What started that spark for you?
Well, I had not really thought about being an entrepreneur. My mom is a solopreneur. She put me through college on her shoulders, okay? And she was in corporate for 30 years.
Okay.
So she really just left and said, I'll just do this now. And there was a really specific moment. I had never thought about it, but I had heard a lot of my life, we don't know what box to put you in. And that was something that I didn't know how to respond to, and I also didn't know what to do with it, right? And there was, I was trying to be recruited away from Lake Point during a period of my life. And so I had people were interviewing me and asking me questions, giving me some tests and what have you to see what box they could put me in.
That's right.
Because Lake Point didn't have a box for me, and they loved it.
Yes.
There was no box because there was no box there.
Yes.
You just did as much as you could, as often as you could, as long as you could.
That's right.
It was great. And so this one CEO, they tested me, and he said, you test really, really highly. He said, you could climb any ladder in Atlanta at a Fortune 500. Any ladder, you get to the top faster than anybody. He said, so what does success look like to you, knowing that? And I sat for a second. I thought, well, just one ladder? I can't have multiple ladders?
Yeah.
I want to climb and help others climb. I want to build and help others build. And so it was this moment of, if you're limited to a box,
right,
can you not just one ladder?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. It's like, why just one way?
Why just one?
Yeah, that seems like that's a good way to spark that idea, because at that particular time, I think you were so focused on providing all the services and value you could for Lake Point, you didn't think about that until you started to get recruited away. So it's good that you had that conversation with that CEO. Yeah,
it was a major moment, and it wasn't that exact next day, but it was not long after that I just started thinking, what would a lot of ladders look like to me? Because it was, what does success? I felt like I had already become successful, but I didn't know. I thought if I climbed a ladder really fast,
yes,
and I got to the top faster than anybody, was the speed successful, or would I be happy at the top just as a plateau, or do you just start jumping roofs in the metaphor of climbing a ladder? And I thought, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Okay. I like the climb.
I get it. So now the idea has been sparked.
Yes.
Hey, listen, there could be a whole nother path that's out there. Now, my question to you is, at one point, you had to make the decision to go out there instead of staying in the comfortable corporate way, because it seems like you could handle whatever scenario that was there. Was there an event that happened that made you say, you know what, I'm going to burn the ship and go all in on Amanda?
There was. I'm sure there is for a lot of people's stories. There's always a moment where you look back and you say, I didn't expect this conversation to go this path. Because I embarked on a conversation with the president of Falcons Radio Network, and that conversation was, I want to do more, right? The ladder's not tall enough. I want more. I want more to do. I want to have a bigger impact. My energy's, my passion's ready. I'm ready to shine, right? And it was that same conversation. I don't know what box to put you in. And in that moment, I thought, if I have to be in a box, then I'd rather not. I'd rather make my own box.
Yes.
And build the boxes that, But I knew at that moment that I when I brought this energy, this passion, this ready to be successful mentality, and there was no place for it for me there, or if there was a place, they didn't know how to funnel that energy. And so I thought, I don't know exactly what to do with my energy, but I know that it needs to go somewhere fast.
Right.
And it was a very scary first day. I'll say this. When I hadn't been in corporate long, because I wouldn't consider where I was. Sports is never a very corporate culture, and ending up in radio broadcasting, et cetera, is very corporate. And I was adjusting there, but I had the day you have to buy your own stapler and your staples, and you have to start just supporting your own resources. It's is this the right choice? Is the energy and the resources aligned? And you have to just say, my energy is enough, the resources will come, and they'll come as they're needed.
That's right.
But it's a moment where you say, they had the staplers, man. They had the staplers.
That's a fact. The analogy that I always use when it comes to corporate is that you have an umbrella.
Yes.
So the umbrella protects you from the weather, but you are kind of stuck into the circumference of that umbrella. You know, you can only stick inside of those bounds. So it is comfortable, but it's only so much that you're able to do. And you have found a way to say, well, you know what? I'm going to have my own umbrella, or two or three, instead of just having this one where I'm in a limited circle. And that was about 7 years ago or so. When was that?
Approximately, yeah. So I started my company in 2017.
Okay.
10 years ago. Wow, that's blew by. So 10 years ago this fall, which is awesome. It's great. And I've built so many websites and companies, named companies, seen them go up, seen them come down, brought them in. Soon, now is 10 years later, which is a nice, healthy trajectory for exits. Now there's some companies that are ready to exit. And so I've built so many ladders. I now have what would be considered quite a neighborhood.
Nice.
That I can say, there was a moment at UGA at University of Georgia when I was the president of the Sports Business Club, where I thought, if we're going to leave our thumbprint on something, it needs to be, hopefully it's as good when you look back on it, right? And so I'm leaving my thumbprint on these companies, naming them, designing them, creating their communication, their brand strategy, anything that they need in that moment to feel comfortable to have as big of an impact as they're ready to have. And having a thumbprint on all these different ladders, per se, is really cool. Yes.
Now, for yourself, when we spoke, I know that when you were getting going, you were helping to build these businesses up, where I'm sure you can still offer those same services if you needed a website, needed to know how to get your tax structure, LLC, C Corp, or whatever the case may be. You can help them with that to build a proper foundation. But you were sharing now you're trying to focus more on exits. Tell us a little bit about that segment of your business.
Yeah, so the exit was not something I planned on. Okay. And I really liked build, like I said, creating something from nothing, from concept to creation is a really beautiful human gift that you're given a vision, and to bring it into existence is a very hard and scary thing to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially a lot of solopreneurs do it alone. And there's a million books out there on how to do it, but there's also a lot of failure out there. And I believe in the power of just fail as fast as you can, get out of your own way, right? And then find success. Like, don't just
don't
fail
just
properly,
yes.
fail right, fail hard, fail often. But when you're a baby company and you're just getting started, nobody's paying attention. So just make all the mistakes when no one's looking, because when they are looking, you don't want to fall hard.
That's right.
You want to rise.
Yes.
Okay. And so on the exit companies, it's new for me, and I'm really proud that brands, companies that I've added a thumbprint to are now saying, okay, we've been in it, now we're ready for our exit. And to be able to strategically approach that from I helped build it down to how do we move it along in its growth phase. It's new.
Yes.
So it's a learning point for me. I haven't taken a company into exit yet, but it's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm sure that just the way you took the same approach by building them up, you will make sure that they're looking just all nice and bright, have really those financial things in order so you can help them to exit properly.
Yeah.
Now, with the business in itself, we know where you are, we know what you're trying to do, but can you give us a snapshot of what you expect the business, if we look the next 5-10 years down the road?
Well, the next 5-10 years, let's see. I've been in quite a lot of very tangible companies, very tangible products where you can hold it, feel it, see it exist, bringing things from packaging to operations. I've seen from nothing to something, okay? From no value to high value. I haven't done software or tech. I haven't worked with AI. I'm still learning my way through the power of AI, but I think for the next 5 to 10 years, I'd like to still hone the humanity of creating a business. And I think that there will be a lot more value to what you can hold, but also really strong value on is what you can see something real.
Yes.
And so making it just keeping the people involved.
Yeah, keeping the human aspect of things, because
Yeah.
I definitely understand, we inside of the office use a lot of software. We definitely lean on AI for multiple things now that it's here. Might as well use the technology that is there. But what we try to share is you want to try to keep a human aspect to it and not let it all just be automated digital, because eventually, people will just know that, hey, this was a software that created this. There's no feeling, no care behind it. Yeah. So I can understand what you mean as far as trying to keep that element in it, although that technology is on the rise.
Well, and AI doesn't have thumbprints. So going back to if you leave your thumbprint on it, you're leaving your mark. You hope that one day when you reference that you were a part of it, that it reflects value, that it reflects your influence on it in a really positive way. The AI component has no fingerprint. It's the same. It's a perfect system.
Yeah.
But creating a company is an imperfect process. You have to fail. You have to find your margins of paving your way, right? Finding the trial and error of saying, this didn't work, but we found our niche to be even better.
Yeah.
Right? There is a really good strength to being confident with technology. Just don't be infallible.
Okay.
That's my thing. It's like, it's okay to be imperfect because you're going to find your stride.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And with what you're sharing right now, this really is moving into that next segment of the show when we talk about some of those business skills and those best practices that you have acquired and nurtured over time that have helped you to be successful. We always ask our guests to share with the audience some of those things. So we've talked a lot about failing fast, but do you mind sharing with us some additional things that you use in your business to keep you successful?
So there's 3 words I've had just by my side for a long, long time: bold, courageous, and optimistic. Okay. And I would even write them down on and also stay open. So that's a concept from an author, Bob Goff, who I really like, and just staying open to anything, but also be bold, courageous, and optimistic, because you can't do anything worth doing if you're afraid. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be cautious, but be ready to shine.
Yeah.
Right? Be ready to rise. And so be bold, courageous, and optimistic.
Yeah, those are some great words, because a lot of people get in their own way more than anything else. Yeah. Of course, we doubt ourselves more than anyone ever could possibly do it. And I like that mindset that you have to say, hey, look, just be out there. Just know, be courageous. It is fine. You can make it as long as you don't give up. And when you said, stay open, I was thinking in my mind, I know you meant stay open to ideas and stay optimistic, but I was like, stay open. Don't quit. Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Fail as fast as you can early. Fail hard, fail often. And then you'll stop failing, because it's human nature to succeed, to survive.
Right. That's right.
But it's also, scared money don't make money. You gotta be bold. You gotta be courageous if you want to be profitable.
That's right. That's right.
And so go and do it. And if you're doing it wrong, you'll be the first to know.
Yes.
If especially people aren't paying attention till you're really successful, you'll be the first to know if it's not working, because you're watching way harder than anybody's watching. And, it's okay to be courageous too. And there's a lot of negativity in the world. So for you to be your own champion and say, I'm optimistic about my own outcome, that's really good.
Yes.
That's a really, really great personal and professional soft skill, is just say, I'm an optimistic person. I believe that the best possible outcome is possible for me.
Yes, yes. Those are great words. Now, we've talked a lot about your journey, and we talked a lot about, your business and how you're helping with building a good foundation for them and now helping them to exit. And you shared some magnificent best practices, but I want to take a second and talk about you yourself. I want to talk about Amanda. So let's just say you're continuing to help these businesses build and exit. Then you have time and money is no option at all. There's no hindrance. What is it that Amanda would do with her time?
Well, first of all, I always encourage my clients, and I live by this myself, be as debt-free as you can, so that when these opportunities arise, you are able to capitalize on them. You're able to say, okay, money's flowing. We're not looking backwards now. So be as nimble as you can as you're getting started. And then once the money comes in, you'll know how to spend it properly.
Yes.
And be able to live out your dreams, right? I have so much enjoyed helping so many companies start that I thought, I want to be my own client.
Okay.
So I'm kind of in that moment now, in this 10-year mark. I didn't realize it was the 10-year mark, but it just so happens that I've reached the moment where I'm like, okay, this is a lot of industries to quick study, right? That's kind of my gift, if you will, is I can pick something up super fast. But knowing that, I was like, what if I was my own client? What would I do? And so I am starting, I'm in illustrator phase. I've written it. I'm in illustrator phase for a comic book for middle schoolers.
Okay.
I have 2 daughters, and they're in elementary, but I know it's coming. Okay.
Yes.
It's coming. And they're just the brightest lights in my life. And in a lot of people acknowledge they're a light as well. And I want to create this middle school multiverse comic book. Never done this, but again, I've never worked in half of the industries I've brought to life already. So I thought, okay, I'll treat myself as my client.
Right.
And I'm loving it. I would be scared, but I'm bold, courageous, and optimistic.
That's right.
And so it's really cool. It's a really fun thing to just workshop and be creative, but not super corporate again, right? And it's not about sports, but it's about just acknowledging that some of the biggest villains are the ones you can't see. They're in the shadows, right? And I want to make a comic book that's comfortable for a young kid to read, 2nd, 3rd grade reading level, but really watercolor, kind of a vibe of kind of futuristic looking, but relatable. Yeah. And so when they can read it, they can say, it's okay to feel this way. It's like you're resolving conflict with angst.
Okay.
Right. Your conflict resolution is the solution. And so what you feel internally, it's okay. It's all right. You don't have to say it out loud. There's a lot of looks and feels in middle school, a lot of I don't knows and maybe so's and what have you, but it's okay. And the shadows can hurt your feelings, and our feelings are valid. Yes. But it's okay to be bold. It's okay to be courageous. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be great. It's okay to be anything you need to be. But sometimes people feel like it's not okay.
Yeah. So that's awesome that you're going to move into being an author.
Yes.
I know that it is going to be successful based off of all the things that you've done in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and ask now, once it comes out, please come back so you can share it with us.
Love to.
That way we can let the audience know what you have going on, because there's a lot of people out there that are moving into that transition from elementary to middle school. Yes. And if you can help those children when it comes to those different changes that they're going through, because that's when we change the most, that'll be a great thing for us. So please let us know once you get everything together. We'll love to have you to do a recap on it.
I'd love to come back. I'm excited for it to be ready.
Yes.
And I'm back in that entrepreneur mindset, right? Where I'm no longer just saying, here, you do this and do this and do this and just trust me, follow my lead, just trust me. I'm going to, believe me, I know how to do it. This time I'm back in the hot seat of trust my instincts, follow my gut. I know that this is right. And that entrepreneur mindset is the scariest place to be, but it's also so cool because when you do it and it comes out right, you're like, man, I was right. I did it right.
Yes. That's awesome. Now, if the people that are watching today want to learn a little bit more about yourself, your journey, how they can be a little bit bolder and courageous, what is the best way for them to get in contact with you?
So the best way to contact me is you can email me at Amanda, AMANDA, at GoFiBi, GoFibi.com. And I am happy to, or reach out to Rod, and he has my cell number. No robots, okay? But yeah, you can email me. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to give you any soundboard of courageous optimism, whatever you need. And I'd love to hear some my way too.
Yes, most definitely so. Like I said, they'll reach out to you, if they can connect with you. And, as you know, and I've said this before, appreciate you taking the time out to come be a guest on the show today. And we want to honor you by giving you the last word. So if you can, Amanda, please look into that camera and tell the people something good.
Okay. Well, each day I have a routine with my girls, and every single day on our way out the door, we say, are we going to make it a good day or a great day? And every single day we say both. So I encourage you to make it not just a good day and not just a great day, but both.
Nice. That's an interesting take on it. I definitely appreciate that, because why not have the best of all worlds?
Both.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We truly do appreciate that.
Yeah. My pleasure. This was wonderful. Thank you for reaching out to me and inviting me, and anybody else you're reaching out to. I hope they come on the show as well, because this is a great spot.
Yes, y'all heard her. Y'all better pay attention to what she said. And to everyone that is watching, be kind and thanks.